Hi everyone, Kevin Ikov here today, and today I wanted to talk to you about drugs and spirituality, evolution and drugs. And the drugs I'm mainly speaking about are drugs that like marijuana, hallucinogenics, peyote, drugs like this in which people like mescaline, other things like this, hashish, so on and so forth, that drugs feel, or people feel that these drugs can help and enhance their spiritual evolution. And those sort of indigenous tribes and people that knew how to use these drugs effectively and efficiently, I would say yes. But to the average American that smokes marijuana or uses some of the hallucinogenics like peyote and some of these other things, often they're not necessarily doing it for a spiritual purpose. They're using it to have the hallucinogenic experience, or they're using it for some other purpose, to party and have fun. And so in that sense, there's no spirituality in that. You're not going to a party and having a spiritual experience. Unless you're there with that intent to begin with and go home with, it can still happen at a party, but you're going there with that intent. And the socialization would be completely different because other people are not going to be there for that. And so there are people that are now forming these types of things, and will start doing those things more in the future. Hallucinogenics and other things they're using is becoming now more medically sound. They're using it for Alzheimer's and other things, and you'll see more of that sort of coming abreast, especially as marijuana and things like this become legal in the future and throughout the United States, especially medically. Veterans are suffering so dearly. It would certainly help the opioid crisis as well, but this is something that needs to happen. And so anyway, today I wanted to talk more deeply about it from a spiritual level. I'm certainly not encouraging it, but if you use it, Rastafarians use it from Jamaica. It's part of their practice. It's part of what they do. There's Mayans and other people here in the world that use peyote and other things, and American Indians that use certain things or certain herbs and different things. And so you can investigate it. And what I would say, if you really truly wanted to do it, you would investigate deeply, so you had a deep understanding of exactly what's going on before you went and did it. And if you're doing it under somebody, I would suggest you deeply study who that person is as well, because you want somebody there that's really going to help you when something goes wrong, because things can go wrong. That's the danger and the trouble with using drugs. They can take you to that echelon, to that peak, to the apex, but if you're not really prepared for that experience, it may frighten you deeply, and you may get stuck in a bad place. And so you need somebody to help you get past and through that. And so that's the difficulty and the danger with using drugs. And so with that being said, I hope that gives you a little bit of understanding. It's not necessarily the path to go or the path I recommend, but for those who are going to try it anyway, and I know you will, this is a little bit of advice, or I'll just call it advice to you, as to be very careful when you're doing this, because there's great danger to it, and it's very easy to get addicted to these things, because once you experience something, you'll often keep trying to go back for that experience, and that's not quite how it works. And so it'll be a different experience, because every moment is different, and that's the thing. It's about learning how to be in the moment of now, not the past. And so if you are doing those things, you should just learn to respect or appreciate and respect the moment of time that experience is happening. But once you have the initial and greatest experience with it, that's it. It should be judiciously used, not used all the time. Anyway, I hope this gives you some understanding. during the time of Divine Mother, and I wish everyone a happy, healthy Divine Mother 2021. Jai Bhagwan. Namaste.